know the risk that he was putting himself at. And I think he understood it too, because he chilled. It never completely stopped, but as long as he wasn't like drinking as much as he was telling me, that's all that really mattered. To me, at least. Which I hope I can be there for any of my friends. Any of them who I ask. Because I'm pretty bad about reaching out. Not that I don't want to reach out, just I'm a very reclusive person. So I can have plenty of fun just on my own. Obviously, every once in a while, I do enjoy some good social contact. Which is why, basically every day, I'm in a Discord call with some extremely good friends who I've been hanging out with for definitely over a year, maybe even 2 years now. I forget the time exactly, but it's been some time. And they've been extremely good to me. Although one's a bit stubborn, he gets through it. Because I'm pretty sure deep down, he understands. I think. I don't know. It's like similarly as like two people trapped inside of him. Not like the actual illness, but he can like switch between the two whenever he wants. It feels that way to me. I could be wrong. Maybe he's just them at random. But either way, he's been a fantastic friend. Still is a fantastic friend. I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't trade anything for that. It's a good friendship. Better than most from, like, people I've known, like, that I live around. Like, they were all great and stuff, but I don't know, the bond's different. Like, my best friend that I used to hang out with in high school at the time, like, in elementary, we'd, like, hang out as much as we really could. But also back then, I was, like a socialite. I don't know why or how I was. I love talking to people. Even people I didn't know. Which is a bit dangerous, especially when you're younger like that. But I never got kidnapped. Or if I did, I never knew about it. But I think around middle school, maybe even like 6th grade, I just kind of like completely swapped as a person. I went from enjoying talking to strangers and like, if you told me to go knock on someone's door to go ask them for something, I would. I wouldn't even need to be like, yeah, it's for this reason. I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll go do it. But then around then I just swapped and no. I don't even want to knock on people's doors I know. But that's not the worst thing. I feel like most people are that way nowadays. Just because you can hear like crazy stories of like what can happen, or what happens to people who do stuff like that. Which you shouldn't let your life be lived through fear, but I mean, being cautious is pretty nice. It's gotten me this far, so surely it'll get me farther as well. But yeah, I don't know. I've been pretty lucky with my friends over the years. Especially more lucky now. Because those people I talk to, it's, again, every day. Because they're just good people. Well, I say good people, but sometimes what they say is a bit concerning. I don't think they'd ever actually do any of the ridiculous things that they say, but you never know. Again, being cautious is handy. Also, everybody says bad things. Whether you mean them or not, it's a whole different story. Maybe they just don't mean it. Maybe they do. I think they do, but that's besides the point. They're not crazy, which is the best part. Which I never really had, like, a crazy friend. I don't know what I really classify as crazy, though. Maybe I'm crazy. Because, kind of through a little bit in elementary, not a lot in middle school, but a lot through high school. I was friends with, like, the quiet kids. Which was pretty interesting, actually. Some of them were crazy, but mostly not. One guy I got to know on a pretty good level. I tried to help him because he was, he's still around. He's basically like a genius. He just doesn't have like any work ethic. He'd ace every test you give him, but he wouldn't do the homework. Which, I mean, is fair enough, but our teaching standards say that homework is like, they made it a ridiculously high part of your grade. I want to say like 40%, maybe even more, which is ridiculous. But I tried to help him along whenever I could. We had some classes together, I'd hang out around him. Didn't talk all that much, but that's okay. I didn't talk all that much during class, usually. I was relatively quiet, come think about it. Unless I knew you, or I wanted to talk to you, I just didn't talk to you. Pretty simple, I think. Which is fine. Plus, high school and stuff, I don't know, they make it out to be like this huge deal and stuff, but it's really not. Especially the whole college thing, too. I mean, if you want to do college and you're good at doing something, go ahead and do it. Go to trade school, too, if you want. Whatever floats your boat. But don't let it, like, rule your life. There's other things to do. Like those people I talk to every day. They've taught me a whole lot more about life and stuff. Not saying they've, like, taught me everything, but I've certainly been able to realize that there's more to everything than, you know, going out and getting the highest paying job. It's good to have friends, especially good ones you can count on, even if they're miles and miles and miles away. It's not the point. The point is that they're there for you, at least emotionally. It's good to have some physical contact as well. So I'm lucky in that I have my friend who comes and visits on occasion. Tell me what's going on. It's just good to be people every once in a while. Because, yeah, life's definitely more about the journey. I mean, at least as far as I can tell. The journey is what matters the most. Sure, the task can be great, But plenty of interesting things can happen along the way. Like, talking to the people I talked to today would not have happened if I talked in the game that I was playing. Because typically when I was playing that, I was just kind of mute, just do my own thing. In a completely multiplayer-driven game where talking was like a key point, I was not playing it right. But this guy would come up to me and do silly bits. Like, he'd do them with other people, obviously, but he kept trying them with me. So eventually, for some reason, I gave in and decided, I might as well play along. And to think that that would spawn a budding relationship that that'll last hopefully forever. You never know. Stuff changes and all that, but it's not something I would want to change. For either of the people I talk to. Both wonderful people. Very unique characters as well. Like, I don't enjoy talking about myself all that much because, relatively, I'm pretty boring. Like, I don't have, I've not gone through a lot, really. Like, sure, I have a story about, like, the time I almost died. That was pretty interesting. But I don't think it's that interesting because I almost died. Ugh. And not to say you need to be interesting, because, to be frank, I doubt they talk to me if I didn't have something good about me. Who knows? I mean, I think I know, but humans are purely chaotic. People can say one thing this day and then something the exact opposite the next. Which is, I mean, unfortunate, but it's what makes us us. Also, don't be afraid to change your mind because you were wrong. Being wrong is important. It sucks being wrong, but sometimes, it's okay to switch sides. It's both good to stick to your guns and also to sometimes, surrender your guns. It's okay. At least to me. Maybe you think differently, but that's how I think. I mean, I'm incredibly stubborn. Like, once I get my mind set on something, I'm definitely pretty set on doing it, usually. But I'm also super indecisive, which is wacky. If we're just going to the store to go to get nonsense, then you've picked the wrong person to go through to the store, because I just won't be able to pick. Or at least young me couldn't pick. Nowadays I have more of an idea of what I actually enjoy. At least from stuff at the store to get for snacks and whatnot. But young me was just the most indecisive person you could ever talk to. Which, thankfully, I know myself more now, so that's not a huge problem anymore. Because I'm sure that was absolutely annoying for my parents. And my brother, who take me to the store all the time. Well, not all the time, but you get the point. Huh. Being indecisive, I mean, it's not the worst thing, I would say. I'm sure it's just annoying to other people who go there with like the intent of getting something, you know, in and out. Because especially that's how I am now. I go to the store and I go there with a plan. I go there with, you know, I see what I usually like, how much money I've got to spend, and where we're going. And then from there I can make a pretty general, you know, purchase. If they got certain kind of chips here, different kind there, what type of drinks do they offer, yada yada. Which is nice. It's nice being able to, you know, decide something. Wish I would have learned that sooner, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. Can't go back and change the past. So might as well just keep moving on. At least that's how I see it. Which is a pretty nice way to look at things, actually. It is very nice to have a positive outlook. But you do have to be cautious with it, or it'll ruin you. Or at least it can, I think. I'm optimistic, but I'm cautious. In a sense that, well, I hope for the best, but I prepare for the worst. Because that's usually how it goes. Also, I'm realizing this episode is going to be tremendously long. Sorry about that, but rambling is rambling, and I want to get this done. Tonight, preferably. Unless this thing flips, then I'll leave it for another episode. It has been a while since I've like thought about a lot of this stuff, like elementary school. No idea since the last time I thought about that. Which is nice. Get some nice reflection going on. Maybe this will help me with my whole no dreaming problem. That'd be nice. Some actual dreams going. Because it's really not fun when you just kind of like close your eyes and then you just open them again and then it's morning. It's really unfortunate. At least to me it is. Makes it feel like no time at all passed between when I went to bed and when I woke up. Which then in theory makes me more tired. And the cycle continues forever. Oh boy, yeah, this truck, this was the one I was worrying about. Hopefully it gets through this though. I don't know if it's the rocks. Rocks are just like, maybe it's just rocks in general that are a problem. Like, it's not just that big truck, it's every vehicle. I'll just have to watch it more closely. Oh, but yeah. I don't know. Life's real wacky. At least it seems so. I mean, make goals that are reachable, I guess. I don't know. It's good to have ambition, but I think it's also dangerous to have too much ambition. Because, I mean, I myself am a pretty big dreamer. I've got high hopes that, certain things will happen that probably won't, but they keep me going day to day. Things ever get bad, then I just think about that. Or again, all the good stuff I have. People I can talk to, people I can appreciate, stuff like that. As time goes on, I become more appreciative of the things I have, or at least I try to be. I mean, I'm not the best friend to have, because I'm still, socially awkward. At least a bit. I don't always want to hang out all the time. Hang out on occasion, but it's the introvert in me that just enjoys alone time. Which really took over in, I want to say, high school? Don't know what year necessarily, but I just kind of, I don't know, I didn't find the aspect of going over to someone else's house and staying the night all that fun. It was great fun when I was younger. But, I don't know, something just changed. I have no idea what did, though. Wondering if just, stuff I learned about. Because, I mean, through pretty much all my life, I've been a pretty big, history buff. Enjoy reading about history. Certain times more than others. Especially back when I was younger, I was all about, World War II and just, military equipment. Which I know a great deal about, but history doesn't change all that often. So once you know it, you pretty much know it forever. There's only so much I can learn about, ancient Rome. Or, World War II vehicles that fought in this battle or whatnot. There's only so much. Plus, for some reason when I was younger, the music I listened to is super strange. For the little kid that I was, it didn't make any sense. I listened to the Ink Spots. I think mostly from Fallout 3. I got inspired by that. I didn't play a whole lot when I was younger, but I watched my brother play a bunch. And of course, you have to have Galaxy News radios on. Unless you're me playing. I was a bit older and I just listened to Enclave radio because marches are pretty rad. I listen to a lot of that, 40s music. Even around that time, my folks would call me an old soul. Someone who belonged in that time was just in a young person's body. Which, it would make sense, that's for sure. Because there was no right for me to like that kind of music. pretty much none at all. I don't even know what most people like listening to at that time. I know my buddy, he listened to like, rock and stuff. Also Nickelback. Nickelback was good. If you say Nickelback was bad, then you're wrong. That's just how it is. Not every Nickelback song is great, but what's the main album? There's one album that's pretty good across the board. And if you can't agree with that, then there's at least like a few songs that are good, at minimum. What was I talking about before this? Old songs? Yeah. Fallout definitely, I'm pretty sure, helped me with my whole, like, history thing. History phase, let's call it. Just gonna unscrew my water bottle. Because, I don't know. It had the older music. Had lots of, like, lore. Its own lore. Which, I thought was interesting, because, what, like, the clash, or the split in timelines is. That's interesting. And that was always a question, too. Like, between my buddy, he was a big fan of, like, alternate history scenarios. Surprisingly, for how young he was. Which, are still fun to think about this to this day. At least, quote-unquote fun. Just interesting, I guess, would be the better word. Yeah, nowadays he's actually doing pretty well, relative. He welds for aluminum for a decent amount. And he seems to enjoy it, at least more recently, since he got off of welding the same thing for like a couple months. He's been doing it. Come in, do the same thing. I think he was actually doing ladders. You come in, do the same thing like 3 times a day for like 8 hours a day. Only get 3 done, going as fast as you could, and be doing that. Did that for months. Luckily, at the place they have a radio for one, and they let people listen to podcasts. So he got himself completely enthralled into those. I say maybe a bit too much, because he actually listened to all the Star Wars movies again, but just in podcast form. So no visuals, just the audio lines. I'm pretty sure there's sounds there too, but again, no visual enhancement. Which, I guess if you've seen the movies and you remember them, then that's not a big deal, but I don't know, I usually like watch movies so I can see stuff, I don't know. Yeah, it's been pretty nice there. Kinda. I've heard mixed things. He's I don't know, he's like the opposite of me in a way, in that he's not live and let live. He's like always got a problem, usually. Usually with like how you do something, or how stuff gets done. He'll find something to be like angry about. Not to say he'll be like super angry, but complaining's complaining. It feels like he does it just because he can, mainly. Which is a really weird approach, but who am I to judge? And he's been doing that, been hearing good things. During the time he's gone through It sounds bad, but I mean, he's gone through, like, girlfriends, but they don't hit him nearly as hard as the first one did, luckily. Definitely affect him, but I always hope the best for him. 'Cause, I mean, he's done a lot. But, yeah. We're actually going to be able to finish this all here. This is going to be an incredibly long episode, I already can tell. Stupid long. Alright. There's the drill. Bam. So we go to our... Yeah, look at that. Regional progress is all pretty much done. There's more missions up here. Deliver cargo from a ship to this warehouse. Where's this cargo? Drummond Island. Oh, probably from the port. Oh, no. Those? Hopefully I don't have to load those, or that's going to be a problem. Cement. Just deliver cement all over the place. Interesting. And super order. Good lord, that's quite an order. Who knows, maybe we'll do one of those since that has some decent pay and a whole lot of XP. Maybe we'll do this one, and we'll just do piece by piece. Who knows though, we'll see. We will see. For now though, I'm going to call it here. This has been quite nice, actually. Hopefully it's not too long, or if it is, it's an enjoyable long video. This has been Captain Schultz with SnowRunner. See you guys next time. See you.